Oh, hi. How are you? It's been a little while, hasn't it? It's time for that yearly update, isn't it? Yeah, where YouTube sends you that fun little email that if you want the videos you filmed so far to stay up, then you need to post something. So here we are. I looked at the last thing I posted and realized it was kind of a trauma dump. Not even kind of, it was. I'm happy to say I'm in a much, much better place. Things aren't 1,000%, but who has 1,000% positive life? I don't know, but I am in a much, much better place. I had to learn to grant myself some grace with the mourning that I was going through and recognize the fact that each one of the losses that I had experienced was a different part of my life. Obviously, losing your mom is going to be very, very different than losing your job or, your animal, things like that. I'm not all the way there. I think about most of these things almost every day, but I'm a lot better. And I'm so thankful for that. So I don't want to come on here with any kind of silly, update or anything like that. If you know me, you know what's going on in my life. But I do want to keep my videos up for whatever reason. So I have two questions, two scenarios, if you will, and they both kind of involve passerby type things. If you were driving a car or in a car and in the position that I'm going to describe. The first one, I have taken the same route to work more or less for over 2 years now. And depending on the time of day, I will get off the highway from my house and there's a long stretch of road that I have to take. And depending on the time of day, I have seen the same guy when I'm paying attention, probably 3 out of 5 days. And, I'll admit consciously, I'll look for him now that I'm thinking about it. And rain, snow, heat advisory, any of that stuff, this guy is walking on the side of the road. And, if I'm a little bit later, he's further down this road that I go down as well. And of course, me being who I am, I've built up this whole story and, he's hiking through and he's on his way to his job and he's saving money for a car and this and this and who knows, right? But he does have the same backpack every time, and I've seen him having to slog through huge snow drifts and things like that. Would you, having seen this person consistently all this time and knowing that it's not just a one-off and they didn't just pass out somewhere, would you feel comfortable pulling over and offering them a ride? Would you feel like this was something that you could do that might make a minor help to them? Or would you just be like, nah, it's not worth the risk. It's not smart in this day and age. You just never know what you're getting into, okay? That's scenario number one. And after saying that out loud, I kind of feel like I know what the right answer is. Okay, scenario number two. You, again, getting off the highway, you end up next to an emergency vet office. They take regular clientele as well, but it's also an ER. And as you are sitting there at a red light waiting to go, you see somebody come basically stumbling out of the office and I'm seeing it in my head right now, and collapsing, looking incredibly distraught, down on their knees, just, holding and rocking themselves, and nobody else is around them. Looking, like I said, incredibly distraught. Would you pull over and turn into the vet's office? Would you maybe say a prayer for that person? Or would you continue on? Maybe think about it once or twice more, but no more. Being a pet lover and knowing what it feels like to be in that scenario, or not. you know, maybe you think whatever they got into, they got into. I don't know. I'm just curious what the thought would be on that, on both of those actually. And, you know, I'm curious to hear what the masses have to say, because I know what I've done and what I did and what I haven't done and have no interest in doing. So let me know what you think about that. I promise it won't be another year. And I promise I will try to update with more exciting things next time, perhaps. We're on Eagle Watch in my office right now for the Eagles in Big Bear Valley. So I have to go back and do that because they actually pipped yesterday. If you don't know what that is, look it up. So with that said, I'd like to remind you to please be kind to one another, and I will see you next time.